didn't know. Jesus knew. He knew. But his goal was to be obedient to God his Father, who loved him and who loved us beyond compare. You see, he already knew that the evil that would be done to him would be used by God for the good of all humankind. As I reflect on this gospel lesson today and the sufferings that Jesus endured for us, I could not help but reflect also on our young black males of all ages, particularly the ones that sit in the jails and prisons of our so-called justice system. Some of them for crimes that they have committed, but so many others of them are guilty until proven innocent. The innocents are often not proven because many of them are guilty of the heinous crime of being black. Yes. No one did anything to help Jesus or to save him from death on the cross because God sent him on a mission of salvation for all humankind. But not so with our black brothers. Who helped them? Where is their salvation? By the time it is finally discovered, I should say if it is discovered, that they were falsely accused and sentenced, it's almost too late for many of them. They had lost their youth, been beaten, raped, and possibly tortured. Who knows what goes on back then? For the ones that eventually served their sentences or later perhaps might get parole, they have already lost their self-esteem and are so messed up that they are not able to survive in society when they get out. So what happened? Recidivism. The cycle starts all over again. Jesus came to save the lost. So why is society contributing to the jungle where young black males can't find the forest for the trees? Where is the love? Why are they declared guilty until they have to prove their innocence? Where is the justice that Jesus died for? The only person that came into this world with the intention of dying or being killed, shot down in the prime of his life, was Jesus. This was the ultimate plan when he was sent by God into this sinful world to be conceived by the Holy Spirit and born of the Virgin Mary. He became fully human while still fully divine and dwelled among us. This was his mission. No other young man is born to be murdered while he happens to be standing in the wrong place at the wrong time, as what happened to my 19-year-old cousin about 5 weeks ago. But Jesus died for our benefit. He died because God in Jesus first loved us and wants us to have an abundant, productive life. Yes. It was only love that held Jesus there on that cross. Yes. I often wonder about what the human side of Jesus was thinking throughout the entire ordeal with the lies and the betrayal. Imagine strolling into Jerusalem on the donkey, knowing that the end was near. It was just a few short days before he is found guilty and put to death while yet being innocent. While Jesus was being bound in Gethsemane and led away back to Jerusalem, all of his disciples forsook him and fled. They disappeared for fear that they would be found guilty by association. We find in the text that when Jesus was led away to the house of the high priest, Peter followed along at a distance. Further, he sat among Jesus' accusers in the middle of the courtyard. But along came a young woman. You know, we females, we don't call it up. This young woman recognized him and blew his coat, telling everyone that he, Peter, was with Jesus. As it was to be, he denied it, saying, "Woman, I do not know him." A little later, someone else, on seeing him, said, "You also are one of them." But Peter said, "Man, I am not." Then about an hour later, still another kept insisting, "Surely this man also was with him, for he is a Galilean." But Peter said, "Man, I do not know what you're talking about." This was his friend. This was Jesus' friend. The Lord turned and looked at Peter when he said this. And Peter remembered the words that Jesus had said to him. He said, "Before the cock crows today, you will deny me 3 times." And Peter went out and wept bitterly. Yes, Jesus heard him. He heard him. But as painful as it was, he chose not to betray his disciples. This disciple who had lied and betrayed him. With the love of God in him, he kept silent. How many of us would have let it go if it meant saving our own necks? So when between a rock and a hard place, we should perhaps reflect on this and say, that's what Jesus did. You see, Jesus did not hate Peter for what he did. Neither did he hate Judas for that matter. He was disappointed, yes, but he had the same love for them that he always had. They both had an opportunity to avoid committing the act that Jesus had already predicted, but instead, they were now filled with guilt. Judas for selling out Jesus for 30 pieces of silver with a kiss, and Peter, who chose to deny Jesus not once, but 3 times. What they did not realize then was that God in Jesus still had only love for them. Judas hung himself, and Peter found the error of his ways and began to share the good news about Jesus. But this is the compassionate God that we serve. Even when we have sinned and sinned yet again, God forgives us over and over and over again. God continues to love us despite ourselves. We cannot take away God's love. God loves us even when we don't love ourselves. When the world judges us and finds us guilty until we prove our innocence, leaving the burden of proof on us, Christ is still our salvation. God does not desire for us to suffer in body, spirit, or mind. 1 John 1:9 tells us, if we confess our sins, God is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. So even when we don't forgive ourselves, God still forgives us. As Jesus carried that old rugged cross, heavy and splintered, breaking his back with no one to help him. Can you see him? The burden of this entire world was rested upon him. He was sweating and bleeding from the crown of thorns, back bent over, suffering, not for anything that he had done, but suffering for us. Suffering until he needed a break because the human Jesus was carrying the cross, but the divine Jesus was being obedient unto death, even death on the cross. So along came Simon of Cyrene, who was coming from the country. He laid the cross on Simon and made him carry it behind Jesus. Jesus held no malice or hatred for his accusers. He was obedient to his Father, who loves him and loves us. He was on his mission of love, a love that would justify us by grace through faith. If we say that Jesus' death was a sacrifice or that it was a ransom, is to say that he died in the place of all people. What Jesus did on the cross is something that the human race could not do for itself. This was pure, genuine love. Only love held Jesus on the cross. This was representative of the nature of Jesus' death. And it is expressed in 1 Peter 2:24 by the statement that Jesus bore our sins in his body, that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. Death on a cross. Death on a cross. The cross highlights the cost of forgiveness and therefore of discipleship. Forgiveness is often costly, especially when it involves relationships within a family. It is often more demanding to forgive a close friend than someone who is otherwise a stranger. Grace does not come cheap. Forgiveness is not an arbitrary thing, and its price is seen in the crucifixion. Despite all that was done to Jesus on his journey to Calvary, despite everything that was done to him and against him on the cross, he calmly stated, Father, forgive them. If we learn nothing from Jesus' sacrifice, his death, and his ultimate resurrection after 3 days, we see clearly that what humans meant for harm, God always turns it around for the good. And that good is the love and forgiveness of all of our sins that are found in us, in each of us, being justified by grace through faith in Jesus